Hello everybody, what's going on y'all? What's going on, riders? I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. Today we are going to be talking about 5 types of spiritual healing. Yes, spiritual healing. We're going to be talking about that today. And said in this video, I am so into a spiritual healing. That is my mastery. Well, one of my masteries is to heal your soul spiritually, to heal those generational traumas, and being able to learn the lesson and talk about it. That is how I became a spiritual coach. It's all about learning the lesson. I teach from experience. I teach from growth. I teach from what happened to me. And that is the only way that I know how to teach and give guidance. And I'm all about that spiritual healing, baby. All the way in for it. And we're going to talk about it today. One thing I'm going to ask you, though, do you have a spiritual calling? And some people hear the call and some people don't. Some people hear the call and don't listen. And some people never get the call. Who are you? At the root of most of, and I do have my notes too, y'all, so I can talk to you deeply so you can understand. At the root of most chronic physical, mental, and emotional illnesses, it's a basic wound. It's your spirit. You need a spiritual healing. It's very basic. Now, the philosophy that occupies most spiritual healing traditions is when we are disconnected from the divine. We are severed from true well-being. You're disconnected from it. And you have to replug yourself back in order for you to heal. Use that spiritual. You have to connect to the divine. However that is for you, that I can't help you with, but you need to reconnect to the divine. Now, since the divine is the source of our energy, right? Our life force energy. When we are alienated from it, we experience numerous illnesses that manifest in endless forms. And the purpose of these illnesses is to help us reconnect with our divine inner center, to point the way back to your wholeness. That's what you need to be doing, okay? And it is easier said than done, but when you tap into that, baby, the healing, you're unstoppable. Now, this is where spiritual healing comes into the picture. It's a path of healing, of reuniting us with our true spiritual nature. But not all approaches to spiritual healing, not all are healthy. It is very wise to practice discernment and caution. Very wise. Everybody has that inner guide. You want to tap into that. You need to look out for yourself, because there is a possibility of being used by so-called people that prey on you by their false ideas. You're picking up what I'm putting down? So you have to be able to discern, is it true? Is it real? Or is it false and fake? Only you can do that. As a person who has a lot of experience with spiritual healing, who works in the spiritual field, that's what I do. And I work with a lot of people. I am very much an empath. I am very much a healer. I'm going to share with you some key points. Let's say points. You can use them or you don't have to. But it's going to, if it resonates with you, then apply it to your life, guys. All right. So first of all, what is a spiritual healing? What is that? Spiritual healing is the practice and or experience of restoring, harmonizing, and balancing our spirit or our soul. Not the shell, the spirit or the soul, what's inside of you. Now, spiritual healing is also seen as a transcendental experience of reconnecting with our true nature. And for me, the connection is going outside. The connection is birds and the trees and the leaves and the wind and the rain. That is the connection for me to my divine. Spiritual healing occurs as we begin to consciously reconnect with our essential being. It's connected to the wise one, the loving one, the powerful one, the creative entity that we are at our core. Now, as they say, for many people, spiritual healing is a crucial part of the spiritual awakening journey. It is very much the crucial part of this walk. By revealing, and that is working on your shadow work, that is healing from all those traumas. It is hard, but you have to. It is a doorway that is going to open up to a deeper intuition, a deeper inner spiritual alchemy. Spiritual healing can offer you a chance to grow and transform in a way that no other path can. Yes. Know your power, y'all. You got to know your fucking power. For me, many people are very sensitive and receptive beings. I'm very much an empath or an old soul. And people are drawn to my healing. That is why I became a spiritual healer. It is a regular part in my life. Like, when people access my energy or they're in my energy flow, they're within the flow, I noticed that, pull this up a little bit. I noticed that they would tap into me and I could feel I have always been like this, but I never knew what it was called. And it took me years to not absorb other people's energy. Hell, I can't even watch certain shows without absorbing that as well. So that's why I know I'm a very powerful spiritual healer. Let's get into the 5 types of spiritual healing, okay? Let's go ahead. Number 1 is a physical healing of the body. A physical healing of the body. Number 2 would be emotional healing of the heart. Emotional healing of the heart. Number 3, a mental healing of the mind. Number 4, a spiritual healing, and that is the healing of the spirit or your soul. And number 5 is holistic healing of the body, heart, mind, and spirit. The whole entire holistic part of you. Now, the type of spiritual healing that you will need will depend on these following questions. Ask yourself this. What is your main struggle in life right now? Ask yourself that question. The second question you want to ask yourself is, do you have more than one pressing issue? Now, depending on what you answer, you'll be able to determine what type of spiritual healing modality you need. Okay? For instance, if you suffer from chronic pain, for which no other methods have worked for you, and also depression, you would need physical and mental healing. Okay? I am a spiritual healer, but I practice holistic, which is the totality of all of them. Okay? If on the other hand you have only one issue, not multiple, which is holistic, if you have one issue, say you have an unshakable sense of grief from a lost relationship, you're going to seek out a healer who specializes in emotional healing. Okay? Now, common types of spiritual healings include chakra healings. Great. I love chakra balancing. I did a couple of videos. I did a couple of videos back that on the chakras. So go look for that video. Another type of spiritual healing is a crystal herbal remedies. You can use crystals as well as herbs to heal your body. I am big on crystals and most powerfully resonate with herbs. That's me. You can also use breath work. You can use Reiki. You can use Reiki healing. You can use traditional medicine, such as Chinese medicine is great for that. You can use aromatherapy, meditation, visualization techniques, visualization techniques, and so on and so forth. But what about soul healing? What about your soul? What does that mean? How can you heal your soul? Now, if you're interested in spiritual healing, it's likely that you feel something fundamental that is missing from your life. It's totally likely, right? Some people are able to verbalize their feelings, while others just feel a stark, bone-chilling absence of something vital, and you don't know what it is. When a person is able to pinpoint what's wrong, usually they discover that it's rooted in the soul, and you need to work on your root chakra. If you ever said, I'm a lost soul, my soul is broken, you need to work on your root, on your soul, okay? So the question isn't how to heal your soul, because the soul is divine and it is incapable of being fractured at all. You can experience this while meditating, but what you need to be working on is how to find your soul, not how to heal it, because the soul can't be broken. You just need to find it. Now, spiritual healers such as myself, we understand the nature of the soul. We understand it. Some different spiritual healers practice self-love and self-care, inner child work, shadow work, soul retrieval, solitude and introspection, meditation, and mindfulness exercises. Also, you can connect with your spirit animals and your spirit guides, and spending time in nature, which is basically called ecotherapy. That is my biggest thing. Journaling and going outside in nature. Okay, that worked for me. You need to be educated and always use spiritual discernment. Always use spiritual discernment. Not all spiritual healing modalities are equal. Not all healers or teachers are for your best interest. And sometimes our motivations for spiritual healings are all wrong. If you talk about the dark side or the dark night of the soul or the dark side of spiritual healing that no one talks about, there's a reason why no one talks about it. There's a reason why nobody talks about the dark side. But me, I'm talking about the love and the hate, the light and the dark. Okay? Number one, most people think that there isn't a dark side to everyone, because it is. But all in all, some people are uncomfortable to face or confront it. If you're uncomfortable with facing and confronting that dark person inside of you, then you're going to be totally lost. Totally lost. Okay? Now, the question is, what's wrong with trying to banish or get rid of what we go through? It's a form of resistance. That's why. And resistance leads to tremendous suffering. I'm talking about anxiety. I'm talking about depression. I'm talking about anger, resentment, bitterness, the whole shebang, baby. So, yeah. I believe that everyone in the spiritual community needs to understand that trying to heal is not always about healing. In fact, oftentimes healing is used to excuse, it's used as an excuse to deny, suppress, disown, or reject from what you are going through. And that's not good, because you have to be able to, everybody has bad days. Everybody. Not just you, sweetie. Even me. But I know how to grow through what I go through. You'll see me get a certain type of way, but you'll never see me sit there too long. I don't sit in that shit too long. Okay? A true spiritual teacher or healer will always get you your power back to you. That person will always give you your power back to you. If you use me or if you use someone else, whoever that person is, that healer or that teacher, they will always give you your power. They'll break you down in pieces. Find the core of the hurt, the pain, the anxiety, the depression, and they'll build you back up more powerful than ever. Now, a false spiritual teacher will not only parade around wearing your codependency like a crown, but will also actively encourage it. You got to know, and you got to discern. You got to discern. If they're not providing you with the one true path towards enlightenment, illumination, self-realization, or oneness, they're not it. And let me tell you what it is. They're going to guide you. A spiritual healer is a guide. We only guide you to your desire. You get off track, we're going to pull you back and guide you to where you're supposed to be going. Yep, that's how that works. Now, healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls you. You know what I'm saying? So, spiritual healing itself isn't to blame. It is our mental approach towards spiritual healing. When spiritual healing is used as a way to avoid things, to suppress things, to deny things, to disown your own issues, we are abusing its potential. True spiritual healing is all about feelings. It's all about acknowledging, exploring, and integrating what we are going through. Because everybody goes through it. It's not about trying to escape from our reality. Because some people run from shit. I ain't running from, I go towards the fire. I'm a witch. I walk towards the fire. So you're going to go through it and just go through it, but don't stay in it too long because you're going to burn the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? It's really as simple as that. Just think of it this way. If you have a blistering sore, oozing blood and pus, would you really achieve much by covering your eyes and pretending that it's not there? Ignoring it? No. The pain and infection will still be there. Okay, you're going to try to heal it. You're going to put some salve on it. You might go to the doctor. You might, and the healing is spiritual doctor. You're going to put something on it to try to heal it. That's the same thing. Healing. Not letting it just sit there and ooze and be painful. So when it comes to spiritual healing, please be mindful of certain practices. Please be mindful that you have to do your shadow work. You have to do your shadow work. Because if you resist your reality, even in a spiritual way, you will only serve to deepen your suffering. The only way out is through it. That was a gem I just dropped. The only way out of it is through it. Okay? You need to go to the core and root of your issues in order to heal them. Go through it. You're going to reflect and go through it. Acknowledge your pain. Acknowledge everything that you went through. All right? This is my lesson on a spiritual healing. It's very small, but it was packed full of information and your spiritual awakening, guys. If you want me to counsel you in this or help you with your spiritual walk and your journey in healing and traumatic bonds, I have so many different ones that I do. Guys, reach out to me. Go to my site, visionsbybastory.com. If you have any questions, shoot me a text. It's 704-284-9898. That is the shop's number. And please don't write me a dissertation now. But be general. Hey, I'm looking at certain type of works, blah, blah, blah. And I'll message you back within 48 hours and letting you know what I offer or if I can help you with said situation. Okay? Guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, support. It's greatly appreciated. I see all of you guys. I really appreciate everything y'all have been giving me and all of the love. Lady Vasori, blowing blessings. Bye, y'all. Work on your healing. Bye.